55 years ago, the Soviets helped build this exhibition centre in West Beijing to promote Moscow's communist ideals. Now it's playing host to China's first ever imported Auto Expo, a display of luxury that would surely have made this building's founders blush. Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari and Porsche were all pushing their products. They're brands that have seen sales slow to a trickle in the US and Europe, but surge in China. And that's despite the government slapping a hefty luxury tax on imported European cars last year. For Porsche, that added nearly $35,000 to each car they sold. Sales should have dropped. Instead, they rose. In the year to the end of July 2008, Porsche had sold just over 7,700 cars in China. That's a rise of 1.5% from the previous year, all during the global financial crisis.
Getting behind the wheel of a car like this is seen as the ultimate status symbol in China. That's why, despite the financial crisis, sales continue to soar. The big question for car makers is, how long can this last?
Automakers like Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen Audi and Daimler have also seen surging sales this year, as has luxury British car maker Aston Martin, a brand made famous by the James Bond movies. China General Manager Julian Hardy thinks it's a trend that will continue for at least another 5 years.
But yeah, I think the luxury car market certainly is going to continue to boom, and I think all of the luxury car manufacturers will have a very successful period of time before it does plateau. So I think we've certainly got a good 5 years ahead of us before we perhaps get to that level.
And Harding says some of the biggest demand for luxury autos comes from the under-30s.
We have the very young children of the very, very rich. We're selling a lot of cars to 24-year-olds. In fact, we know of, I think it's an 18 or 19-year-old who bought a Lamborghini Murcielago recently. Just walked in with his mother and said, "I want that car," and she wrote out the cheque. Very nice. We've sold a few like that. We sold a lava orange V8 Vantage recently to a 24-year-old. So we have a huge number of boys and girls who are buying those.
If the sentiments of visitors to this year's expo are anything to go by, China's love of luxury is showing no sign of slowing.
For me, the cost brand is the most important thing. I like to buy a luxury brand because it can improve my social status.
Tom Mackenzie, BON.